By example, you see children close their ears to advice, but open their eyes to example. Close their ears to advice, too much of advice, tons of advice, listening, but no change. But my father is like this, my mother is like this, my elder brother is like this, in our family we make decisions like this. Alhamdulillah, the youngsters are learning from the elders. Such a system should be there in our family lives, respected brothers and elders. Okay? You got this. One more thing is that, we always expect that our children should be good in all the aspects of their lives. But it is important that we feed them with halal. This is a very, very important thing. Kulu min tayyibati ma razaqnakum wa amalu salihan. It is there in the Quran. You eat halal, then you do good deeds. The scholars explain that to do good deeds, this is a condition. That we have to earn halal and yet consume halal. Our earnings as well as consumption should be halal. I went to a halal conference where you see I put the name also there. L-cysteine is a compound used in making the bread soft, and this L-cysteine is manufactured from different sources, but one of the cheapest source to manufacture L-cysteine is what? Human hair. They go to the salons and collect a lot of hair, and then they bleach the hair, and they process the hair, and this compound is ready. The substance is ready, and they use it in manufacturing breads and cakes so that it will remain soft. Like this, you see, food science and technology has been developing very fast in the world, and not everybody knows about the importance of halal. We have to be very careful, respected brothers and sisters. Whatever that we are feeding our children, the source of income that we are having, how we earn the money. For example, I work in one place giving lectures, for example, and I am paid, for example, you think 1,000 rupees for 1 hour, or say 600 rupees for 1 hour. For every minute I am paid 10 rupees, for example. So I work for 50 minutes and take the money for 1 hour. I should be paid 500, but I am taking 600 because nobody knows that I work only 50 minutes. I took money for 60 minutes. 10 extra minutes I took money. This is not going to be halal for me. So we have to be very careful in the way how we make our earnings. There should be no interest. There should be no bribe. There should be no any secret profits in our transactions. Like this only we have to maintain our source of income, and in the meantime, whatever that we buy and eat in our family. There are so many beautiful products on display in the supermarkets just because they look attractive, you want to buy them. I'm telling this to our young generation also. Just because it is persuading, don't go for purchase. Just because you saw it then and there, don't immediately buy it. Somebody has sent me a product in WhatsApp. All these days I did not notice. It says that it is a very popular product. I don't want to name it here. Right? Gelatin from pig. In small letters. So the letters are so small that people don't read normally. So we have to be very careful about the food that we consume. And also in our families, one-to-one time on a daily basis. That means productive discussions between parents and children should be there in our families. This is very important. We have to listen to the children, what they talk. They may have concerns, they may have worries in their schools, among their friends. Different worries and problems can be there, difficulties can be there in the subjects. Parents have to make sure that they take some time to listen to their children. Because they expect solutions, they expect affection, they expect love from the parents. And if it is not given by the parents, na'udhu, sometimes they expect it from wrongful sources. Therefore, this should not happen in their lives. That will end up in disasters. Therefore, any healthy family, any parenting, any positive parenting family will make sure that they have some time with everybody to discuss, to talk. There should be some time to talk. In one of the schools, one girl had told her friend, the message came to me that we have 12 rooms in our house. In Sri Lanka, this I am telling. We have 12 rooms in our house and I hardly talk with my mother. I go and I stay in my room and that is my life, she said. That is my life. That is that she said. Not mother, not father. I hardly happen to talk to my mother because it's a huge house. With 12 rooms, only 3-4 people are living. Why you build a house like this? So when you have a structure like this, how you can expect the children to come up nicely in the future? How you can expect them to make dua in the future? Okay, respected brothers and sisters, let us make it a point to take some time on a daily basis to have discussions among our family members. I'm going to give you a small activity now. These 9 dots, you have to, I think you don't have papers, huh? Maybe you check inside your pockets and see whether you can find some paper and try to join these 9 dots by 4 straight lines, inshallah. You can try in a piece of paper and show me. You try to join these 9 dots using 4 straight lines where you are not in a position to go in the reverse or lift the pen.
I know how to do this.
Yes, no, I know. Can you use some calculator and try to do it? Okay, we got one answer. Yes, congratulations. What's your name? Abdullah, what's your name, my dear? Muzaffar and Abdullah. You have done the job. Where did you learn this? Many places they gave you this activity. Anyone else, brothers? Yes, so if there's a board I can display. Or maybe sure. Can come up to okay, one from the ladies side also. Alhamdulillah, very good. Correct. For many people, the answer is not coming, but you see, it's like this. The solution is like this. You'll be able to find the solution when you go out of the box. Jazakallah. Yeah, the same answer. You can find a solution for this where you go out of the box. You remain inside the box, do so many drawings and make a lot of effort. The answer will not come to you. This is a very peculiar activity of marketing, but it is given by many people now. Because in marketing, you are expected to bring a lot of innovations to the mankind. That's why we use so many phones today. You see, Nokia was number 1 in market leadership as far as cell phones were concerned. Then I noticed, we used to do a lot of research regarding companies. I noticed that this Samsung was undertaking a new strategy of employing PhD holders to their research and development departments. This was a new initiative they were working. After some time, they say in the market, okay, we are going to introduce our new product, smartphones, Android technology. Nokia got surprised. Nokia got shocked. and they came down from number one position, and Samsung took number one place. You may have seen this Kodak camera films. Have you seen Kodak? K-O-D-A-K. At one time they were market leaders in the camera industry. But you see, these people, they ignored something called digital technology. It was developing faster. They thought, why we care about this? We are already number one. Who is there to beat us? Let us not care about this. Let them do anything. Nobody is there to beat us. After some time, Canon and different companies, they say, look, we have digital camera to the people. We are going to introduce a new camera, digital camera. Lot of new things are taught in all the aspects. In all the aspects. Those days when I was doing my MBA, lecturers came from foreign countries. And one of the lecturers told that in one country, he showed the research results also. In the field of medicine, they were conducting researches. How we can cut down the cost of health sector for the government. They analyzed different patients in different areas, and they found out that most of those people who go to the doctors, to the hospitals, to the OPD have common problems, very, very common problems. They don't have differences in their problems. And therefore, for all these common problems, we make the solution online. You tell the problem, you click the answers, and submit button you click, you get the prescription by printout, go to the pharmacy and buy whatever that you want. They say that by doing this, we can cut down millions and millions of cost to the government. In every aspect people do research. Why don't we do some research into something Islamic and find some solution that will be beneficial for everybody in this world and the hereafter? Now you see, from Sri Lanka to London, for example, to fly it takes about 13 hours. 12 to 13 hours it takes. Now one company in the world has made an investment into this transport industry, air transport industry, where they think we can make the people to travel the same distance in 2 hours. How is this going to be possible? How you know the earth is rotating? So they have something like a plane, it is a spaceship. You know, this is Sri Lanka, it will go up like this, earth is rotating, it will wait until London comes. London can come down and land in London. So it takes about 2 hours. You don't have to fly like this horizontally, go up vertically, wait, London coming, oh London came, oh I am coming down, and landing. So the time is cut short. Why, brothers and sisters, all these are materializing? Because there is research going on. So why can't we, all of us, use our intelligence, ability and skills to produce something productive and useful for everybody in terms of this world and in terms of our deen? Because the success of our world as well as the life in the hereafter is attached to thee. So professionally let us think. Systematically and strategically we have to think about these things. Okay, so we found a solution for this, alhamdulillah. Okay, some thinking which is not made by everybody. Nobody thinks that why the apple is falling, not falling up. But one person was thinking, but the apple fell down. He was not thinking whether this apple is tasty or not. He was thinking, why without the apple going up from the tree, it is falling down. So every student talks about the gravitational force in every school today. Why? Because he made a different thinking. Try to think in a very different and useful manner. This is not daydreaming. This is not fantasies. Thinking in a useful and productive manner. Thinking, doing some average thinking. We call it as going the extra mile. Let us try to think that way. Okay. Understand the psychology of the children. Our children are passing different phases or stages in their lives, and in every stage, their thinking as well as their working are going to be very, very different. Being good parents, inshallah, we must try to understand how my child will be when he is 6 years old. How my child will be when he is 10 years old. How my child will be when he is 16 years old. His attitudes and behavior is going to be becoming different at different ages. We can't give a tricycle to a 12-year-old boy and see whether he is happy or not. Tricycle is not good enough, give him a bicycle. Son has become 20 years, bicycle is not good enough now, give him a motorbike. Same way, my respected brothers and sisters, how is my son? I cannot treat him the same way where I was treating him when he was 6 years old. Okay, we cannot expect the same behavior to be produced by the children. It is going to be different. Therefore, this is to be understood by the parents. Please show the next slide. Now, this is, for example, I included one classification of Erickson, which is very popular. Stage of infancy, early childhood, preschool. I am just giving you some insight. And mashallah, everybody here is very intelligent and educated. We can study, we can do references, and then we can learn more on this subject. You see, these are, different phases or stages passed or experienced by everybody. And in every age group, there is something, a crisis. Trust versus mistrust, autonomy versus shame and doubt, like this, different types of crisis is there. So we can understand by studying about this in detail, how a person will feel at that particular age. My son is at this age. There are so many classifications like these. So you can study them and try to understand a little bit. Even a common person can understand it very easily, provided he or she is doing some reference. Okay. Are you still observant or are you feeling sleepy? Please look at these two pictures and tell me which picture is there in both. Which one is there in both the sides? Look at it very carefully and find it in 5 seconds or maximum 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But tell me loudly, please. They must be accurately the same. Children feel better, they behave better. So you should not have too many rules. At one time you have to tell the children what are the do's and don'ts. But after some time, telling too much will not be productive. It is counterproductive. Too many rules, do like this, do, don't, do. Like this, it's not interesting, it's not motivating. So inshallah, let us avoid and create a very motivational and interesting environment at home. I just put an example also. Please, see, some father has written rules, things not to do. These can be taught very easily by making a good example. Okay? Look at the last picture there. How many of you have experience doing like that? Small guys? Why don't you say, I also do that? Okay, we'll go to the next one. No need of those rules. Now look, what do you see here? Tell me 10 things that you can see. Tell everything that you can see. Cow is there. Grass. Sky is there. Tree is there. Fence is there. Cow, somebody told cow. What else is there?
Clouds.
Branches are there, okay, branches. Flowers, yes, you got flowers. What else? Now, when you see like this, you know, you can say that's a good land. There is good sunlight. There's a good land for me to put up a nice building or to do some cultivation. So we always look at the broad picture, not a narrow picture. Go to the next slide, please. Now look, this is where you look through a view. This is called tunnel vision. What do you call? Tunnel vision. Broad picture is good, no? Tunnel vision is good. Broad picture. Always look broadly, think broadly, think positively. Don't look at only one side and try to make a decision. Now look, you use a tube and say, oh, the cow is there, the head is there, the body is not there. Right? When we think like this, wrong decisions will be made. Very unproductive decisions will be made. Therefore, let us not be people with tunnel vision. Let us be people with what vision? Broad vision. Broad vision. Okay. Yeah, come back to the presentation. Be a great friend who is approachable. The father, the mother they are going to be good friends who are very, very close to the sons and daughters, inshallah. When you live by examples, inshallah, it is possible. Ibrahim alayhi salam was talking closely with his son Ismail alayhi salam. I saw in a dream that I have to slaughter yourself. Inni ra'aytu fil manami anni adbahuk. So the son was now telling, Ya abati if'al ma tu'mar satajudni insha'Allah min as-sabirin. Oh father, you do as what you were ordered, and inshallah you will see myself to be in patience. He was very close. Luqman alayhi salam his advices to his son are very popular. And he was addressing his son, Ya Bunayya. That's a very affectionate form of addressing the children. Okay, Ya Bunayya. It's a very nice way of addressing a son by a father. He was using that term, not even his name. His name is not there. Ya Bunayya, qimis salat. Oh my dear son, establish salah. This is how he was addressing. So, between father and the son, between mother and the son, between parents and daughters, there should be a very close relationship. Okay, dear? Go to the next slide. Avoid comparing and criticizing. Look at these children, look at their daughter, look at their son. Like this, we will not compare, we will not criticize. If anything to be discussed with the children, we will call them in person and then have the discussion. I have to accelerate a little bit because I see some of you to be a little bit tired. Okay, go to the next one. 10% of the conflict is due to difference in opinion, but 90% is due to wrong tone of voice. How it was told. Whenever there is a problem, when I go for consulting to different companies, they may have so many problems. I identify two reasons for this. One is, communication breakdown. Whatever that is to be told is not told. If not, whatever that should not be told is told. This communication problem. Second one is wrong person in the seat. The one who is occupying that position is not suitable enough. These are the two main causes why there are organizational problems. In families also, family is a big organization. Family is a big organization with a hierarchy, where the leadership, the father is there. Mother plays a pivotal role, and then children. Okay, these all have to work as a team. There should be a teamwork where we are doing sharing and caring. The homework is shared, achievements are shared, happiness is shared, worries are shared, everything together. That's why we say that we have to be together every time. We'll come to some more points in the coming slides, inshallah. Show affection equally. Some people show more affection towards the eldest one, youngest one, not like that. Inshallah, everybody will be treated equally. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shows us a good example by a prophet. On Yusuf alayhi salam, his father was showing more affection due to some, he was so nice. Then there had been problems in the family. Thereafter the situation became normal. So this is a lesson for everybody that he had 11 children and we have to show that equally. Maybe because of their behaviors, their attitudes, being human beings, we will have more feelings towards them. But even though that should not be shown, my dear brothers and sisters, that should not be expressed because it will cause damage in feelings. And therefore it has to be shown to be equal. Okay? Expect nothing and appreciate everything where we learn to appreciate. We always say good things in others. We don't criticize. We don't see what is bad. We don't see what is not there. We don't say you are bad. We say you are good. I think you have read some books. Long ago I was reading, written by, a very popular name, I forgot. He said that one day I went to the post office. And then, the man who was there serving the people, customers, he was very busy and looking very tired. There's a long queue of people in front of him. Then when my turn came, I told him that your haircut is very nice. So he was always, in an angry mood because he was so busy, under pressure. When I said this, he had a great smile in his face. He was very happy. And it cost me nothing. I say what is good in him, nothing is going to happen to me. I am also happy, he is also happy. So always try to see what is good in the people and say to them. We call it as pat on the back. We appreciate our children, we appreciate our employees, we appreciate our wife, the wife appreciates the husband, and this is going to be a very happy family. Okay? Do not speak the ill of others or criticize them, even teachers. Our children go to school and maybe human beings, the teacher has made a mistake in the book in front of the child. Never criticize the teacher. In education or psychology, there's a very popular story. I don't want to repeat the story here, it takes a lot of time. There the summary is that the teacher has made a mistake and father has found the mistake. And he does not say the child that this is wrong. What happened to your teacher? She is mad. He doesn't talk like that. He says that maybe because of this reason, the teacher has shown it this way. Because you see, when we talk about the teachers like that, when we talk about their ustad or hazrat like that, what will happen in the mind of the child regarding the teacher? There will be some, loss of respect. And therefore, we will never do it in our families. Okay. Now, change the way you look at things. Look at the dog. A classic dog with rectangular frames. Do you see rectangles in this dog? Can you observe rectangles? How many of you can see rectangles? How many of you can see the rectangles immediately? Rectangles are there, isn't it? Okay, now look. Do you see circles? How many of you see circles on the door? Can somebody see circles on the door? Yes or no? Yes. There is a lock in the middle of the door, you see. Carefully look at the lock now and see whether there are circles. Can you see the circle? I'll be very happy if any small boy says that I can see. You can see, huh? Good, yes. Can you come here, please? You can see. MashaAllah. You go to that stage and do like this and show some circles. Yeah. That is one circle. Yes, another circle. Now can you see? I think all of you can see. Now carefully look at the circles. Keep on looking at the circles, please. Now you feel like there are no rectangles and there are circles. You immediately notice the rectangles because there is a sentence at the top. Don't you? There's a sentence saying a classic door with rectangular frame. Rectangle, okay, rectangles are there. You did not notice the circles. But when I say, okay, circles are also there, you carefully look at it, okay, there are circles. When people say, or what we see on people will make us to have impressions on others. Always do a separate thinking. Don't immediately come to a conclusion that only rectangles are there on the door. There are also circles. In our approaches of handling our families, handling our friends, handling our people in the society, handling our employees and colleagues, this should be the case. We don't immediately come to a conclusion that he is good, she is good, he is bad, she is bad, he is like this, she is like this. We don't make conclusions like this. What is good today can be bad tomorrow and vice versa. And therefore we don't form conclusions. That's another important lesson we have to learn for the lives. Okay, brother, we'll go to the next slide. This is a very important thing. Now this is happening also, mashallah. It's happening in our gathering now. But it should happen in our families as well. What is that? Eat together. The mother will prepare the food. Father, mother and children sit and eat together. This is a very, very important practice we should have in our families. You could not take any other points today, but you are going to practice only this in your family hereafter. Even then it will be worthwhile, inshallah. Eating together, you see. Families that eat together stay together. Don't use those foods, okay? But anyway, eat together. Eat together in a single plate. You can safeguard the unity of the family, inshallah. When small children are there, right, we have to train this. Our family will eat together. One child says, I will eat later. No. You have to come and eat with father and mother. Father, mother, brother, sister, everybody eats together. This is the foundation for a very, very healthy family. And therefore, let us make sure that we practice this as soon as possible, inshallah. Okay, go to the next one. Very importantly, to establish the discipline of the family, we should have a sleeping schedule. Sleeping is very, very important. In any house where there is delayed sleeping, it is very difficult to establish discipline among the children also. Why we delay? We sleep as early as possible. We have to say, it is as a saying also, early to bed, early to rise, who can finish? Makes the man healthy, wealthy and wise. We sleep early and we get up early. And this must be the practice of our home. Never open the computer after Isha prayers. Close it before Isha. Before Isha prayers, maybe if you are having dinner before that, it will be fantastic. Or after having dinner, you have a short walk for some time and then rest. Go to bed. We sleep early and we get up early. All the barakats are promised in the early morning hours. But today you see in our country, we see any house is open, it is a non-Muslim house. Any house is remaining closed, it is a Muslim house. that Muslim is expected to get up for the Tahajjud prayers, go to the Fajr Salah in the masjid. Women are offering their prayers at home. They are reciting Quran and getting the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But what's happening in our families today? Therefore, inshallah, let us have a schedule for sleeping. In our home, inshallah, 10 o'clock the lights will be off. 9:30 the lights will be off. And everyone will be getting up for the Tahajjud and studying, and all the rest of the work we will do in the Fajr time. There will be a lot of blessings, my respected brothers and sisters. Inshallah, let us make it a point to practice this. Shall we go to the next one? Maintain modesty. Haya is a part of Iman. You see, in a family, the children or parents will not change their dresses in front of others. Nobody will remain without clothes, even upper parts, small children, in their houses. And when somebody is changing the dress, they have to go away from there. They have to go, others have to go away from there. Oh, my small sister is changing dress. I'm not going to be here. Changing dress at the beginning itself, when they are small, you have to have a practice of doing it in private. And when one wants to enter the room of another person, make sure that you get permission. Have this practice at home. Tap the door and may I come in? Excuse me. Father, can I come to your room? Mother, can I come to your room? I forgot to tell you one thing. Say salam for your fathers. Say salam for your mothers. Husband and wife have to say salam. When you enter the house, say salam. Assalamu alaikum. No salam, you enter the house. Shaitan also enters into the house. No bismillah, you start eating. Shaitan also eats the food that we eat. Therefore, let us not have that habit. So coming back to this, maintain modesty at home. It is very important. And in so many education systems of today, people like to take out modesty other children have. Small children I saw in Japanese schools, they change their dresses in front of everybody in the class. I asked the principal why we are changing the dresses now in the school. They want to go to swimming lessons. So the children were decked out outside. There is no swimming pool. Small barrel-like structures are there. They go and get down into the water and wait for some time. Because they are too small to go to the swimming pool. They just show water, but in this process they lose haya. They are not shy anymore. Any place they can open up their bodies. Sabr, patiently waiting until a change is realized is very important for ourselves. If you are a student, you want to become good in studies, work harder. This time I worked very hard. In my exam I got less marks. Last time also less marks. Don't lose courage. Don't lose patience. Even though I will continue to put in the same effort or more effort, one day, you will shine. Everybody will be surprised. This boy who was very weak has now become very intelligent now. The time will come, till then you have to keep on working. Work consistently and continuously. Okay. Can you tell the story here? Can you try to develop the story for this picture? First, what they are doing. What's happening in the first picture? They both try to go in different direction. Father is one direction, mother is one direction, children are another direction, pulling to different sides.